Hi guys, welcome back to Craft Time. Today we're going to do a couple of different Valentine's crafts. One that I will walk with you all the way through, and one that I will just kind of show you what you can do if you want to do this one instead. We're going to start with the cross. If you remember, we talked about love for this Valentine's Day edition of Kids Church, and that this is a good reminder to love God. It can also remind us that God loves. So we're going to start with this one. So you will need 2 different colors of construction paper, some markers, scissors, and glue for this. I chose red and pink just because it's Valentine's Day, but you can pick any color that you want. You could do green and blue or red and blue. It really doesn't matter what color you do for this. So for right now, we're going to set our red piece of paper to the side. I'm going to set it down here so you guys can see. And then I'm going to show you a quick way, if you don't want to use a ruler to measure out your squares, how you can do this to make them the same size. So you're just going to take and fold your piece of paper, and then so you have one fold, and then you're going to take your scissors and just cut down the edge of the paper, and that will give you a straight line to follow. So then you'll have this, and then we're going to do that again. Just cut down the folded edge in the middle. It again gives you a straight line to follow without having to draw or use a ruler. So then you have your 2 strips. And we're going to do kind of the same thing to make our squares. We're going to lay the 2 strips on top of each other, and then you're just going to fold to what you think looks like the right square. And you're going to need 5 squares, so we're going to do this 2 folds and then cut along the edge. So you have 1 set, 2 set, and then when we cut it, you'll have a 3rd set. For me, this is a lot easier than trying to measure everything out with a ruler, and it gets your squares pretty close to the same size. And then again, you're just going to cut on the folded parts. So you should have, when you're done, you should have 6 squares. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is then we're going to take our red sheet or your other color, whatever color you decided, and you're going to lay your squares out to make a cross. And you can have a little give and take here too. I like to go ahead and write my stuff on here before I glue, but you can definitely go ahead and glue your squares down first and then write what they are. So going down, we're going to spell the word love. So top one is going to be L. We're going to do a heart for the O, V, and E. You can also use any color marker you want on this. I'm using black so that it shows up better on the video for you guys. And then to go across, it's going to be God. So G, again the O, and then the D. So then we have our words ready. So then the next step is to glue these on. Put plenty of glue on the back and make sure you get the corners to keep your letters glued down good. And again, I do the one down first. You can have them touching if you want to. I like to have it look kind of more like a Scrabble board, so with a little bit of space in between. So there's the word love, and then we'll go back and do our 2 side pieces. So as you can see, we're making a cross that says love God. This will also be a good reminder for us because this week we start Lent. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. We're hoping to put up a kid's lesson for Ash Wednesday too, so watch for that. But as we move into the season of Lent, the cross will be a good reminder for us. So we have our letters glued on. And this is where you get to be creative because you can either cut it out like I did my first one, or you could leave it like this and cut out some hearts and just use it as a bigger wall hanging and maybe glue some hearts in the corners or decorate it however you want. So that is one option, or you can cut it out. So there's kind of what it would look like if you left it whole. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I cut it out so that you'll know how to do that if that's the option you want to do too. So we have a nice border here at the top. So we're just going to try to follow that same distance around all the letters. So you'll cut that out. And start down here and cut up and just leave a border of red. You can trim the bottom. The border at the bottoms, at least on mine, were both bigger, so I cut that a little bit to make it the same. Some people like to cut the cross out first. I think it's easier to do your letters first just because that way you know exactly where you need to cut to make your cross. So there we go, love cross. And you can punch a hole and hang it with a ribbon if you want to. You can put it up on your bulletin board at home, just as a reminder to love God and that God loves us. Now I do have a second craft today, and we're not going to walk all the way through this one, but I thought this was a fun one too. So for this, you'll need some ribbon or streamers. The one I actually saw the example of, they use streamers to make like a windsock. And you'll need some more construction paper to cut out a big heart this time. So what I did is I cut out a big heart, and then on this we're going to write God is love. And so you could write God is love, and then with your streamers or ribbons, you're just going to tape those on the back to let them flow. You could use stickers, you could draw your own hearts, you could decorate this however you want. You could even use white construction paper and watercolor paint it. It would be really up to you guys how you wanted to do it. And then you're going to punch a little hole up here at the top, put a piece of ribbon through to let it hang. So it would be more of one that you could hang maybe from your ceiling or on your wall, and then the wind will blow the streamers or the ribbon. If you wanted to get super fancy, you could make this two-sided. When you cut out your big heart, use 2 pieces folded together, make 2 hearts the same size, and then after you put your ribbons on, you could glue your other heart over the top and write God is love on both sides. So if it spins, then you would see God is love on both sides. It's just another craft idea for you guys to do. If you complete these crafts, please take a picture and add it in the comments on the video. We would love to see what you guys are doing at home. And it's a good reminder for us to love God and that God loves us all the time. So on this Valentine's Day, I hope that you feel God's love and share God's love with others today. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.